How's it going, everybody? Trevor, Randles Outdoors Iowa here today. And today we're going to talk about the new addition to the channel. Today we have got the Ascend H12 hybrid canoe kayak. And you'll have to excuse the noise in the background. The camera's probably picking it up. The block over there working on something. I can hear construction equipment. So sorry about the noise. We'll try to work through it. But H12 Ascend. Guys, I'll tell you what, I still have the Unlimited. I still have it set up for hunting when I want it to. The issues I'm having with the Unlimited is I'm a bigger guy, so holding those doors closed, you have to hold them closed, otherwise they'll creep open and then just expose a strip right down the middle of you. And so I have to hold the doors closed with one hand, and they're pretty flimsy. That's the only thing that I have. I love everything else about that blind on the Unlimited except for the doors are flimsy. All they are is hinged by a couple snap straps. There's no real structure to them other than some harder sheeting inside the door. But I have to hold the doors closed, and that way, you know, like I said, I'm a bigger guy, so that's why. For a smaller guy, it probably worked great. But being a bigger guy, holding those doors closed, it just doesn't work for me for duck hunting and hunting out of the kayak. I made it work last year, and I still killed ducks. I still killed geese. But this year, I thought about it, and I got a really good deal on an Ascend H12. So, with this kayak, what I'm hoping, with it being more of a hybrid kayak, you've got more of a tub inside it. It's not sit on top. So I can actually, hopefully, conceal myself better. We also have the Northern Flight kayak blind that I will be putting on it. So, I've heard good things about that. Let's get a closer look. Alright guys, so some plans with this kayak. I don't know that I plan on using the front cover. When I'm sitting down in it, I've noticed with my boots, my toes are hitting the top. I can try to move my feet towards the side, but it may be more uncomfortable. And really the only reason I could see using it is to keep something more waterproof that's up here in the kayak from water coming down straight in. But that won't save it from the water that's in the kayak. So moving down, you've got footrest on both sides, and I haven't put them on yet, but I have saddle bags on both sides, which would be really helpful for hunting season. I haven't decided whether I'll be using the Ascend seat or the layout seat that I have. I have a MoMarsh layout seat, so one or the other, I'll figure out which one works the best. And then at the back of the kayak, you have the mesh, which this is going to be mostly decoy storage. I might put my gear bag right behind the seat. I haven't decided yet. So, pretty simple kayak. It's really stable from what I hear. I have not had it on the water yet. I'm ready to put it on though. 450 pound weight limit. And it seems like a really good build. The only thing I'm not liking as much is the fact that there's no scupper holes in it, which they can't do that with this style of kayak. So that means it will not drain water. So especially with hunting, you're going to be getting in and out of the kayak. And when you do that every time, you're bringing water into the kayak. So to battle that, I might be using an Automotive sponge. And I think that will help get the water out of the inside of the kayak. Plans for here soon. I'm going to be putting some lights right up here behind the handle. That way I can still access the handle really easily. I want to be able to have some lights to really see when I'm out on the water, especially at dark. That really helps. A lot better than the headlamp. I'll tell you what, I used the headlamp last year and it was lacking. And then at some point, this is something I want to do with the Unlimited, but I'm still holding off because I don't have the battery yet. So I want to get a lithium battery, and I want to run a trolling motor setup with just my feet. I want it controlled by my feet. I'll have a knob to where I can control it with my hand inside the kayak. That way the layout blind is over me. I don't have to be exposed. Like, there was a lot of geese, you guys, on the river that I had to paddle or I had to correct the kayak, and that would give my position away, and then they'd see me coming and they would take off. And that was a lot of geese that I could have shot. So I'm going to eventually, at some point, there's a way that they build a transom, put it on the back of the kayak, and they run lines underneath the rail of the kayak to the pedals, and they make it so the pedals don't lock, and you can use your feet to steer the motor left and right. So it may not happen this year because those lithium batteries, you guys, are extremely expensive, but at some point I would like to get that going. So today, what's on the agenda today, we're going to be getting the Northern Flight kayak blind on the H12. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I might try to grass it up if I have some time. I do have to go to work tonight. So we're going to get this on, get it going. And oh, I'm excited. This should be a great hunting platform, I think. So I'm excited. It's a lot lighter too. It's supposed to be about the same weight as the Unlimited, but honestly, I have to admit, it feels lighter than the Unlimited. It really does. So, and is it going to be trailered or not? I haven't decided yet. I have the option to trailer it, but I also have the option to throw it in the back of the truck. So that will be pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and get started on putting this together, and let's see what we can get finished. Alright, looks like it all comes in one bag. So, good thing, comes with instructions, of course. Oh, looks like it even has a, I've seen it in some videos, but it looks like it even has its own seat, so never mind about the seat. So, possibly we can either use the seat it comes with, which is like a layout style hunting blind, or even might be able to use the layout seat still with it, so we have more cushion. Alright, I'm going to start getting through the directions. We'll see how this goes together. Alright, so first things first, we were taking the original seat out of the kayak. Then I think we're going to try it. We're putting this on top of the kayak to start with. An easy way to tell which way is the back and which way is the front. The back of the blind should have the screen mesh at the top of the doors. Go ahead and pop in the doors. Alright, so next it says to connect. Let me get you guys closer actually. Okay, so now you have to connect the front frame with the rear frame. You unfold the legs. It's a little bit of a struggle to find them, but it's got the push buttons on them if you guys look. And the front, or in the back one, has the big plastic pieces where the push buttons go into. So a lot easier to find it using that. Go ahead and get them inserted. Let them push together. That is step one. Hopefully you guys can see all this. Now it wants us to secure the headrest frame. So there are two short poles down here. That's what they are going to secure right here to these pieces of plastic and the available pins right next to them. Just get them lined up. You gotta pull the bars apart, get them lined up, and then pull them together when you have the pin in and it goes right through. And possibly a good idea, make sure you run your pins from the front of the kayak to the back so you don't have the backs of the pins sticking out and hitting whatever's up here, which would be your head. So next, looks like we have some frame extension legs for the front frame of the blind. There's a small spot up in here. You'll see the silver threads. There's a small spot up in here on the front piece of the frame, front frame section. Go ahead and screw those in. There's one on both sides. Okay guys, now on the rear you have two other extensions, and these frame extensions, if you look, you have to unscrew the thumb screws here, and they have an indent for the pole. There's a hole back here on the back of the rear frame. That's where these go. Alright, so on this next step, it says attach the D-ring to the middle of the brace of the back of the kayak, behind the seat, you guys. It is showing down in this channel, and we want center. I'm just going to eyeball it. Doesn't take much. I bet you if you really wanted to, you could wrap a rope or something around this brace and have a clip here, and that would work just as good, but we'll see. That's only if you guys don't want to drill. I'm not worried about drilling into this. Ooh, I almost messed up. Okay. The D-ring goes from the underside up, so bolt first, then the D-ring, then the nut on the underside. So that is where that goes. I'm going to get that tightened up now. You know, it's really funny. It says after that step, then put the frame assembly on the boat. So you can do all that without putting it in the kayak first. Reading ahead in the directions, you guys. Sometimes that helps. Okay, so next, grab your 4 straps that are included in the kit. And we are going to be, it's kind of confusing on the directions. These are we're going to start with the headrest first, is what it says. Let's come up here. Headrest first. So the clip is going to be going away from where you're attaching it to the headrest frame. So go ahead and undo the strap, the top part. Okay. There is a slot right here on the end of the frame where there's already a strap going through with the buckle. That is where we're going to be entering into it. Okay, repeat that on both sides. Something that shows in the paperwork but doesn't say, I'm going to go around the pole and then go into it. Kind of odd, but there's more structure there. Should be a lot heavier duty. It kind of shows it in the directions as well, it just doesn't mention it. Okay, so now moving to the front, and it's going to be the same thing. Here's the belt loop on the frame. We'll be attaching to that. Go up and around the pole, the frame, sorry. Go up and around the frame, through the belt loop guide, and back through the buckle. Alright, there's one. We'll get the other. Alright, straps are in. Now, where we put the D-loop on the back cross member, there's one already supplied right up here on the front. That is where these straps will be hooked to. Ooh, you guys almost messed this up. The front straps, there's actually 2 D-rings up underneath this cross member. So, the strap from the one side goes to the opposite side D-ring. So those straps cross over, and there's a D-ring on each side, and you can cross over to each and from each other side. Wasn't supposed to be a chance of rain today, but sure is starting to sprinkle on me a little bit. Alright, next we are taking these are for the stiffening the door support. So this is pretty cool, you guys. I'm excited to see that because New Canoe did not have something like this. So where do these enter in at? Up by the screen. Alright, there's a little bit of Velcro at the very top just to enter in and push through. Oh yeah, look at that. You guys, that makes such a difference. There's a little mini piece of Velcro up here just big enough to get the pole in. So then push it all as far down as you can. And then see how I'm getting the fabric bunched up here? Pull forward with this hand on the fabric. And then you can pull this end in. Make it a lot easier to get in there. Oh, that's awesome, you guys. This freaking seat, guys, this feels so comfortable. I might not even need that layout seat. We'll see. Just added weight, so you might not have to have it. So it goes up and around the base of the headrest, pulls, and there's a clip on the bottom part of the frame. Not too hard to do there. The rear clips and on the bottom of the lower frame. Go ahead and connect them. Alright. We're getting somewhere now. Wow, that looks actually rather comfortable. Here is our tow hook strap. Lift the front of the blind up. We're going to go through the middle. So that kind of sucks that it's right down the middle here. But it'll still work. And here comes the rain. It's okay. So, carabiner strap to the handle. Tighten her down. Alright, so I must have missed it in the directions, but in each 4 corners, there's a strap coming off of the blind going to the frame, and you have to work it through the buckle. And that goes in each 4 corners of the blind. And then these little straps, you guys, these little ones, that is what you use to roll the fabric up on both sides and the doors and strap up for when you're traveling or paddling around. So, really neat build, you guys. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to try to get out on the water here soon. I don't have a lot of time at the moment, but I'm trying to make time. And I want to see how this thing paddles. So it is a little bit more extensive getting this blind on than the new canoe. But now that it's all together, it should come all off as one piece really easily if I wanted to use just the kayak. So that will be helpful. But at the moment, work these flaps over. Now use those straps that we use to put across everywhere. Use those to center up the frame in the kayak as well. Because if you're not centered in the kayak, it's not going to paddle correctly. Alright, you guys, check it out. There is the blind. So, on the front and backs, it just folds up and over the front and over the back. Got plenty of loops to put all of our blind material on. I think I'm going to run out of time to do that today, though, unfortunately. So I can work on that later. And then the also, like I said, the awesome feature here. If you want to, in between hunting, you can roll the front and the back of the kayak up, and the sides even. This is something really cool that New Canoe doesn't do, which in doing this, you are able to get your blind material up and out of the water. So that's less drag, less weight because it's not getting soaked. I like that idea, you guys. That is pretty cool. So that is the Northern Flight blind on the new H12 kayak. Like I said, great addition to the channel. I think we're going to be able to do a lot of things with this kayak. I'm really happy. So I hope you guys followed along and this video turned out okay. I didn't see too many how-to videos on the blind, so I'm hoping this turned out pretty good for you guys and informational. So hopefully you guys are out there. We got duck season coming up, and good luck to you all. So if you definitely like hunting, fishing, and everything in between, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more videos like this on the channel, instructional, and also out doing all the things that I love to do and share with you guys. So hopefully you guys have a good one, and I will catch you guys later. That's a walleye. And she swallowed it. That is a monster.